Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope you all are fine and enjoying your studies online. I'm your teacher Hina Amreen and today we are going to start unit number 8, A Green Cornfield. A Green Cornfield is a poem which is written by Christina Rossetti. In this poem, the poetess is sharing her experience with singing skylark. In this lesson, we are going to explain the stanzas. After explaining the stanzas, we are going to solve the comprehension of the same unit, and at the end, we will learn how to write a summary effectively. First of all, let's read some difficult words. Speck. A speck is something small. Accord. If something is in accord, it is in agreement. The word tender suggests something fresh and young. A bird lays eggs in a nest, and when they hatch, it looks after the young and feeds them. Sword means rose quickly. Stalks are upright standing plants. Swift means fast. Slid means moved smoothly. Before starting the poem, let's read the meaning of this poem. A Green Cornfield. The poem is a celebration of life, nature, and love. It focuses on the simple detail of a skylark singing. This bird is traditionally associated with joy and springtime and connects this with ideas of the continuity of life. The lark has a nest and a mate. The song is just one sign that life goes on. There is an implicit contrast between the poet's solitary state and the pairing of the birds, but the mood of the poem is joyous and life affirming. Let's read stanza number 1. The earth was green, the sky was blue. I saw and heard one sunny morn, a skylark hang between the two, a sinking speck above the corn. In this stanza, the poet had seen a skylark singing happily on a sunny morning. The skylark was singing between the earth, which was green, and the sky, which was blue, pecking the corn for its young ones. It was flying high up and down between earth and the sky in happiness. A stage below in gay accord, white butterflies danced on the wing, and still the singing skylark soared, and silent sang and soared to sing. In this stanza, the poet is telling about the stage of happiness that has been set for the skylark, with butterflies dancing according to the song of the skylark. And once it soared high singing, silence sang below it. The cornfield stretched a tender green to right and left beside my walks. I knew he had a nest unseen somewhere among the million stalks. In this stanza, a tender cornfield stretched on both the sides of the poet, and she knew that the bird's mate was listening to her song from an unseen nest. This stanza explains that it was spring season and was greenish everywhere. This season helped the birds to have food in plenty, which in turn made the bird more happy. And I paused to hear his song, while swift the sunny moments slid. Perhaps his mate sat listening long, and listened longer than I did. In this stanza, the poet got so engrossed in the song that she didn't realize the time flying by. She was also sure that the bird's partner will be hearing the song long after she had gone. Let's solve the comprehension now. Question number 1. Which bird was singing in the cornfield? We can see the picture. The skylark was singing in the cornfield. Question number 2. Where did the skylark have his nest? The skylark had his nest unseen somewhere in the cornfield among the million stalks. Third question. Why was the skylark's nest unseen? The skylark's nest was unseen because it was somewhere among the millions stalks. Where did the butterfly dance? And the answer is, the butterflies danced on the wing in a stage below in a gay accord. After reading the poem, we are going to write the summary of this poem. So for this we need to learn what is a summary. A summary is a shortened passage which retains the essential information of the original. It is fairly brief restatement in your own words of the contents of a passage. Note, you simply report back what the writer has said without making value judgments. Why should we summarize something? Writing a good summary demonstrates that you clearly understand a text, can communicate that understanding to your readers, apply your high thinking skills, analyzing, processing, eliminating, etc. When we summarize a poem or any other text from that matter, we rewrite it in our own words, reducing it to its key points, its most important information. Here are some key points which will help you to write a summary by your own. Before writing the summary, highlight the topic sentence or the topic information. Highlight key points, keywords or phrases. Highlight the concluding sentence. Outline each paragraph or stanza in the margin. Take notes on the main idea of the original, the major supporting points and explanations. Let's read the summary of the poem, A Green Cornfield. In the start of the summary, we always give the introduction of the writer. So here we can start. The poem, A Green Cornfield, is a beautiful poem written by Christina Rossetti. The poem is a celebration of life, nature, and love. The color green symbolizes positivity, brightness, and peace in the poem. The poet recalls a sunny morning she had spent in a green cornfield, listening to the beautiful song of the skylark. She remembers the skylark flying so high in the sky that it seemed to be a tiny dot that hung between the luscious green earth and the bright blue sky. A skylark is traditionally associated with joy and springtime. Below the skylark, the butterflies were cheerfully dancing. Everywhere the poet looked, she could see a vibrant green color. The word stretched helps us imagine a wide and grand field. Letting her imagination go wild, the poet came to conclusion that the skylark had a nest somewhere among the million corn stalks. The poet Christina Rossetti was captivated to listen to the skylarks sing a song. She was mesmerized and enchanted to see the skylark soar high in the sky and hear it sing. She was so engrossed that she had lost track of time. She imagined that perhaps the skylark had a mate who sat longer than her and listened to the skylark's song. This is an example of writing a summary poem. You can write your own summary as well by looking at this poem. I am sure students you have understood this lesson well. Try to learn all the question answers at home. See you in the next lesson. Take care all of you. Have a nice time. Allah Hafiz.